excitement. Spring turkey hunting at its finest. Hey guys, Todd Helms out here in northeastern Wyoming, spring turkey hunting. And I'm talking a little quiet right now because we just got to our spot, our camping spot where we're gonna set up the tent. And we got out of the truck and a bird gobbled right over the ridge from us. And so I don't want to talk too loud because after we get camp set up, we might be able to actually get on that bird and kill him. We actually saw some birds strutting on the way in, heard some birds gobbling on the way in. We're stoked. So we're gonna get camp set up, we're gonna get our clothes changed, and we're gonna go shoot a bird in the face. Finally, every plan we have had, thanks to coronavirus, has been cut off at the knees. And so we're scrambling. Thank goodness that Wyoming offers some great over-the-counter general hunts for its residents and pretty easy to draw tags for non-residents for turkeys. We're able to capitalize on that, and we're gonna see if we can bring you some birds dying in the decoys. We'll see what we can do. Stay with us, stay with us. All right, you're gonna see me use a crow call, and I'll hoot with my voice to locate birds. Crow call during the morning, and during the day, I'll hoot at night when you're working birds on the roost. I do not like to locate gobblers with a hen call. In my experience, they'll gobble at it, but they may hear that and come on a string. And I've had birds bust me. They come in so fast that they bust me before I'm ready for the setup. So I like the crow call. I can pinpoint them, and then I can move in tighter. Not to mention, I think a lot of guys out there are using hen calls, yelps, and cuts to shock gobble birds or make birds gobble, and those birds get wise to that, especially middle to the end of the season. They may gobble at you, but they may turn and go the other way. We're hunting a different breed of turkey in today's world. Basically, our understanding of turkey behavior is changing. We've gathered more information, and we're starting to learn more about these birds, why they gobble, why they don't gobble. It has a lot to do with hunting pressure, as most hunters would agree. We're blessed out here in the West because our birds gobble pretty aggressively all throughout the day for the most part. But you Eastern guys hunting in the East and the South and the Midwest, your birds get hammered on. Use your noggin, be thinking, if birds aren't gobbling back at you, try something different, but don't locate with a hen call. You'll thank me. Let's hit it. Long ways away. All right, we got a bird to shot gobble a couple of times, and he sounded like he was a really long ways away. And we were moving in, and we just busted a gobbler off this ridge. I don't know if it was the same bird or not. The lesson here is I should have stopped 100 yards back there and shot gobbled again, crow called again. Because in this broken hilly country, birds sound a lot further away than what they really are sometimes. And that was the case. If that was the bird that gobbled, he was a lot closer to us than what I thought. And I should have crow called back there again and listened, and then we should have set up and called. I don't know if it's the same bird. We're gonna sneak up here, and I'll crow call again, and we'll see what happens. But strike one. Wyoming, public land, getting it done. And one of the things that I want to take a second to talk to you about is how to toggle through topo, satellite, and hybrid layers on the onX Hunt app on your phone. So I've got my hunting folder pulled up, and I'm just going to tap onX,
and it's going to bring me up. I've got this area that we're in cached, so it's off. I can run it offline because obviously we're out in the middle of nowhere, so cell service is really spotty. If you see that little blue dot, that's us right there. Right now I'm on satellite photograph of where we are in our surroundings right now. I can zoom out, I can zoom in, I can zoom out like you normally would. And say I want to know what the topography to the east of me is going to look like. All I need to do is tap that little button. It says SAT in a black circle with a red outline around it. I just tap it and it says HYB. That stands for hybrid. That is satellite imagery overlaid with a topographic map. You can see my yellow lines popped up. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. And you can see those little yellow lines on there that are showing me the topography of the land. Say all I want to see is topography. Tap it again, and it says topo. Screen turns white. My imagery, my satellite imagery is gone, but my topographic lines are still there. So I zoom out, and I can get a really solid lay of the land and see that, oh man, I've got a big old canyon right over there, that those lines are really tight together, so it's steep in there. Might be a great spot to find an afternoon tom loafing down in the bottom. There's probably some water in there too. I want to go back to satellite imagery, hit it again, and I can see all that. It's really heavily forested in there. It's also a piece of state land, which is what we're hunting. So that's just a tip for you with the onX app. If you're not using onX Hunt app, you should be.
All right, so we were just sitting here and chilling out after we busted that bird, and a totally different bird gobbled back from the way we came, and he's not very far. So instead of crow calling, we're gonna go down here on this little flat, and we're gonna get set up, see if we can call him in. Fingers crossed, baby. Well, we're set up on him. There's a gobbler, 150 yards up the ridge, back the way we actually came from our campsite. He hasn't moved, but he's gobbling every time I call. So we're just gonna hang tight. There's really a lot of brush between us and him, and I don't wanna bugger another one, so we're just gonna hang tight and see what happens.
Oh, I'm shaking. That was awesome.
Cool.
That was awesome.
My goodness.
Wrecked. Wrecked. What a bird. What a bird. Nice beard on him. Again, these Merriam's gobblers don't get huge beards usually. They don't live a super long time over here. This looks like a 2-year-old bird. Let's take a look.
Oh yeah. Awesome. Awesome, baby.
Pretty white fan. That's just gorgeous, man. A lot of these birds over here get real creamy colored, almost like a Rio, but this bird's nice and white. Good 2-year-old bird. Man, I'm stoked. Gonna eat good. My girls were just saying before they left, Daddy, bring home a turkey so we can have turkey nuggets. You don't disappoint your girls when they ask for turkey nuggets. All right. That was awesome.
Never hunted turkeys in my entire life. Todd has been telling me how amazing it is. I mean, this is possibly the turkey mecca of the world.
Well, turkey mecca of the West. I mean, people come from all over the United States to hunt Merriam's turkeys in the Black Hills, whether it's the Black Hills of Wyoming or the Black Hills of South Dakota. They come here for a reason. There's lots of birds. They gobble, as you saw, they gobble their heads off. It's awesome. We worked this bird for what, an hour?
Oh yeah.
And he just kept incrementally coming closer. We could hear him just off camera spitting and drumming forever. And we just sweet talked him and sweet talked him and sweet talked him, and he stepped out. He stepped out at probably 50 yards. And I gave him a chance to commit to the decoys, and he didn't. Yeah. He didn't. He saw him, as you'll see on camera, he saw him, turned and started walking away. And I was like, I know he's close enough. I've patterned this gun. I know what it does. And I put the CZ on him and let it eat. And
hammer time.
Hammer time. So it's your turn.
Let's do it.
And we've got 4 days to get this done. Hopefully we can get it done first thing in the morning. I like this because we've got lots of time now to go back to camp, get this bird cleaned and on ice, because it's hot. It's almost 70 degrees. Go find you a bird for this evening.
Let's do it.
As you guys have seen in the last few years, you see us, we don't wear turkey vests out here. We like backpacks. We like to be able to layer with our clothing systems, and we like to be able to be light and fast. The backpack suits our style better. I'm going to show you with the Eberly stock kite and this compression panel how to get this bird on this backpack. Pay attention, it's going to go fast. And just like that, my bird is ready to pack. That's the Eberly stock kite with a compression load panel on it. And that bird is tucked in perfectly, head down. He can bleed out. We're gonna hike back to camp. We got a long ways to walk. Let's do it. Love the Eberly stock backpacks, especially the kite. Might be my favorite turkey hunting backpack ever.
We got 3 birds right in front of us. We know 2, 1 for sure is on state land, and the other 2 we're not so sure. They're gobbling away, so we're just gonna sit tight and see what happens. They're really, really close. They're within 100 yards, so could be good.
All right, so we made a play. We made a move on these birds. They were close, but within probably 150 yards of them. We're trying to pull one over to look over the edge of this hill. Let's see if it works.
So we were coming up, trying to sneak up in these gobblers, and right to our right, there's 2 hens walking out, and we only saw 2 gobblers in this group, and there was 1 more that wasn't accounted for. And so we set up, turned around really quick to see if we can get a shot on one, but it was just 2 hens. So we're gonna keep playing the game and running around and see if we can hear anything. And this wind's making it really hard to hear. Hopefully as the day progresses, the wind will die down a little bit. So we're gonna mosey up, back up to the truck, eat some breakfast, and make a game plan. Spring turkey hunting. So guess how it goes. We have no play, no cover, no hills to work around. This is the last hill that we can get even relatively close to them. Like Todd said, 8 hens, you're not going to call them off them. So that's how it goes. Just keep playing.
The turkeys have doubled back, and they're working back this way, so we made a loop. And we're getting around on them. We're going to sneak into position and see if they feed back past us. It would be really cool if they did that, but I don't know. there's one thing about turkeys, it's that they are unpredictable. Those turkeys literally walked past me at 5 yards. We were, all the 4 of the big gobblers that we were just watching went up onto the private, and we were trying to get around on them. And I made a move, and they were right in my face. That is crazy. It's probably a good thing that one of those wasn't a gobbler, because I was completely out of position. Oh man. Excitement. Spring turkey hunting at its finest. Pretty cool. Yeah, they walked past me. They were literally right there. Nuts. Never saw me. If that's not a testament to Sitka subalpine, I don't know what is. I'm literally standing up in the wide open, and those birds walked past me at 5 yards. I just held still, and they walked right by me. Sitka subalpine, man. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. All right, so we relocated when we were in this big deep canyon for the last couple hours. We never struck a bird. Not sure what the deal was there, but it's usually money, but not today. Temps are almost 80 degrees. We're gonna go find some shade and just set up and do some blind calling in the shade in an area that we know yesterday there were turkeys. Let's see what we can do. If not, we got a solid plan for tonight. All right, so a little tip for you. When you're moving through the turkey woods, especially out west, where the topography is really up and down, lots of folds in the land, always, when you're moving between spots or calling sets or whatever you're doing, try to move it through a low spot in the land and stay in cover. As you can see, we're right on the edge of it. Either stay in the cover if you can, sometimes it's just too thick to do that, or stay right tight to it. That does 2 things. That helps break up your movement a little bit. It's harder to pick you out when you're moving along the edge of something. 2, if say we're popping up over down through here and we come over a ridge and there's a big old gobbler ahead of us, or we strike a gobbler, we're already right tight to the cover, which makes it really easy for us to get hidden. So keep that in mind when you're out hunting. All right, so we're moving. Birds are gobbling and they're headed at us, headed to our direction, but they are coming from the direction that they went this morning. So we're gonna cut the corner on them and try to cut them off. Hopefully this will work. All right, so we backed out on those birds. They'll probably give me flack for that, but we're set up really close to their roost, waiting for them to come back. And the fact that we haven't found a bunch of birds today, this is the biggest group of birds that we've found. And instead of blowing them out, we had those gobblers coming, and another hen came out, and they went right to her. So instead of trying to force something, we're going to play it safe. We're going to get back on them in the morning. We're going to be waiting for them where they flew down. This morning, we're going to be sitting in that fly down spot. Hopefully they do the same thing, but if we blow that roost, they're gone. Absolutely gone. So, and we got a big thunderstorm coming in, and I'd like to be at least back at the truck, but when that hits, so stay tuned. We're going to get back at it first thing in the morning. And they're here. They're fired up. They're ready to roll. So we're going to see if we can get one kill for this morning.
Step on his head. Yeah! Give me some! Nice job, man! Yeah. Your first turkey! That worked perfectly. We watched how these birds flew out of the roost yesterday morning. We set up to hunt them kind of close to the roost last night. When the rain came in, we pulled out. We thought, we don't want to burn this roost. We don't want to mess this up. So we pulled out and played it safe. Came in this morning, came in from a different direction, button hooked around, figuring that this is exactly where they'd fly down. You saw it on camera. We had 5 hens fly down right in the decoys. The decoy, I do have a lay down hen decoy down there. We did it. We got him his first turkey. Spring turkey hunting in Wyoming. You can't beat it. It's awesome. Well, we're walking out. Luke's got his bird. It feels good to have one tagged and in the bag, and it worked out. Worked perfect, so awesome.
Baby badger.
Oh, man, you okay? Are you hurt? Are you hurt or are you hiding? I don't think he's hurt, dude.
He's so cute.
So we're coming back from turkey hunting, and we find this little guy in the road, hunkered down. I don't know if he's hurt. He doesn't really move very well. You're okay. Hey, you're okay. But it's a baby badger, and he had porcupine quills in his nose, so we pulled those out, and he's grunting. This is crazy. I don't know if he's sick. I'm not exactly a badger expert. I'm a wingman. He obviously likes me. He's gonna come over here and bite me, one of the two. You're okay. Anyway, didn't leave him in the road. He can fend for himself, but maybe Mama will come find him